Oh, what's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to WWE Clash of Champions 2019 preview, the show that will be taken from this coming Sunday on September 15th, 2019, in Charlotte, North Carolina, at the Spectrum Center, with the on the brands of Raw, SmackDown, and 205 Live, which 205 Live is probably going to be in the pre-show, under the promotion of the WWE World Wrestling Entertainment. This company is everything but entertainment. Just saying. So let's get to the card here, but before we do, let me tell you there's one match that's not going to be included on the pay-per-view because WWE stupidly decided to remove it from Clash of Champions and decided to do it on on the Monday Night Raw after Clash of Champions is over with. And that is the 2019 King of the Ring finals between Raw's own Baron Corbin versus SmackDown's own Chad Gable. So yes, WWE stupidly for basically for weeks, WWE has been promoting that the finals of the King of the Ring tournament will end at Clash of Champions 2019. But for WWE to last minute on either that Tuesday or Wednesday, they decided to remove that match from Clash of Champions after they advertised it for weeks that the 2019 King of the Ring finals are going to happen on Clash of Champions. They decided to have the finals of the King of the Ring tournament to happen on Monday for WWE Raw on September 16th, 2019. So basically, Chad Gable is going to be on coming from SmackDown to go to Raw because, wild card rule. And on top of that, he's advertised too to be part of it, to face Baron Corbin, where the winner will face, where the winner will be crowned the new King of the Ring of 2019. Basically, be crowned as the new King of the Ring. King of the Ring. And why did they do this? Was it because they decided to shorten the match for Clash of Champions? Because because they added a match on the card here too. I'll get to that momentarily. Did they ran out of matches that that they try to build up for Clash of Champions? Maybe, I don't know. And then basically where it pertains to this one match where it's going to be two guys doing double duties. I'll get to that later. But or maybe this other match that basically has nothing to do with a title match at all. It's all about getting justice, getting redemption, and getting payback in a way. But I'll get to that too. Um, Basically, I think what WWE was doing here is that because they're having troubles of getting the ratings for Raw, that because people love the King of the Ring concept, they thought to themselves, let's advertise this on Raw instead, so that you could get more people watching on of that Monday Night Raw when Clash of Champions is over. Well, I got news for you folks. I'm not one of those people. I'm still not going. Even though the whole King of the Ring tournament has been going on Raw and SmackDown for the weeks that has been advertised, I still haven't been watching the shows. I haven't watched any of the matches. I never watched Chad Gable versus Andrade Cien Almas, which I heard was good. I didn't watch Samoa Joe versus Cesaro, which I heard that was good. I never watched a Baron Corbin match of going up against Cedric Alexander and who else he fought in the tournament that he ends up having a good match too. But I didn't watch that. I didn't watch that either because I don't care to watch Raw anymore. I don't care to watch SmackDown anymore. I don't care. You can even have Stone Cold Steve Austin show up on Raw. You can even have the Undertaker show up on Raw. You could do all these um legends to try to come back and boost up your ratings for your Raw and SmackDown shows. At the end of the fucking day, I don't give a fuck. But maybe that's part of the reason why, because they wanted the fans to tune into Raw to watch the King of the Ring finals there. And let's be honest, once we well, let's say we do, for those that don't watch anymore, so let's say we do watch the show. How many bullshits we got to go through just to get to that one match, just to see that one match, that people are looking forward to, where they pay tickets to go to Clash of Champions to see the King of the Ring finals um you know be finalized, and then kind of find out it's gonna be on the Monday Night Raw the night after the Clash of Champions, and basically what pertains to that, they'll be what they're gonna be doing on Raw until we get to that point. Is that gonna be the opening match? I doubt that, but but they advertised that match, the finals of the King of the Ring to be on the show for Raw. That means we had to go through all the bullshit of the 24/7 bullshit belt, the all the bullshit with the women's segments, and other segments that they'll be doing that on that chart that try to make make it look like it's entertaining. And then on top of it, with the talking, too much fucking talking. I'm not going through that shit. I am not going to be one of those people to tune to Raw just to go through all that bullshit just to watch the King of the Ring finals. If you're one of those people, good luck watching that show. But anyways, but with that being said, let's get to this card here. Let's get to this Clash of Champions preview here for 2019. First of all, let me start off with matches that could be ended up on the pre-show. Unfortunately, I'm talking about the triple threat match for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. The Cruiserweight Champion Drew Gulak versus Humberto Carrillo, who was the first number one contender, but then Lindsay Dorado ends up being the second number one contender when he defeated Humberto Carrillo in the match to advance. Um, for those that watch 205 Live, you know what I'm talking about. This match is going to be good. Unfortunately, it's going to be on the pre-show, and I'm saying to myself, you know, with a match like this, it's going to end up being pretty good. And matches that they have on the card here, that's going to be on the main card. I guarantee you, those matches it's not going to be anything better than the triple threat match for the Cruiserweight Championship. But I'll get to the matches of what I'm talking about. And then you got this one match that is not even a title match, but I'll get to that too. And to be honest with you, should that really be on the card? But again, I'll get to that later. But that being said, who's going to win? Drew Gulak, of course, he's not going to lose the belt. Despite the odds been against him, where it pertains to Humberto Carrillo and Alicia Dorado. At the end, it's going to be Drew Gulak retaining somehow, some way. And I think Alicia Dorado being in this match, he's going to be the one that's going to he's going to take the pinfall here. So that way they can still keep Humberto Carrillo strong, and maybe they'll do something for Alicia Dorado in the future, which I highly doubt. But Drew Gulak will retain. So with that out of the way, you know, with this match ends up being on the pre-show, it's going to be on the pre-show either way, because WWE doesn't care. It doesn't really care about the Cruiserweight Championship. So, but let's get to the card itself now. The main card. And you know what, folks? I'm gonna say it right now. Either this is on the card, for the main card, or on the pre-show card. I'm gonna say it right now. The match that I don't care about either, and that is Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defending their WWE Women's Tag Team Championship against Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, Fire and Desire. This match screams pre-show, but it shouldn't scream for pre-show either, because it's about a title match here, a championship, because it's supposed to be Clash of Champions, where you're supposed to make every championship titles matter on the card, to be part of the show. So I think this will also be on the pre-show as well. If not, then it's gonna be on the main card, and it's gonna be one of those matches that no one's gonna care about anyways. It's gonna be like uh, a match where it's gonna cool everyone down, you know, for some that's gonna be way more important, because let's face it, WWE doesn't care about the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship belts either. And what a great combination too. What pertains to what pertains to Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is not a fan of women's champ. You know, basically, Vince McMahon has never been a fan of women's wrestling, just like he's never been a fan of tag team wrestling. So you got the best of both worlds in women's and tag team combined here, and Vince McMahon hates both of them. But anyways, but who should win? You can have Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross retain, and I won't care. You can even have Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville become new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, and I still won't care. Either way, I don't care. That's my prediction. But yeah, that could be a possible pre-show. Another match that could be a possible pre-show too, if it's another match that has been built that much either. And that in a way you can say that, but based on what they're doing with this particular match here, I'm gonna talk about right now. The WWE Intercontinental Championship. Shinsuke Nakamura defends his Intercontinental title against The Miz. Now, keep in mind, folks, when Shinsuke became Intercontinental Champion against Finn Balor, it was during a pre-show, and I'm assuming it was back when they did the what Stomping Grounds. Was it Stomping Grounds or was it another pay-per-view they did? In fact, let me double check. Yeah, it was basically the pay-per-view they did before they got to SummerSlam. I'm assuming it was Stomping Grounds, but let me just double check here. Oh crap! I went to the wrong section there. Oh, there we go. Um. Oh crap! I forgot about Smackville. Oh yeah, that's right. It was Extreme Rules. So that was the last time that Shinsuke was on the pre-show, and he's gonna. I guarantee you, if they book this in the Championship top match on the pre-show of Clash of Champions, it's whatever. But this won't. This will not surprise me. This ends up being on the pre-show. Shinsuke versus The Miz for the Intercontinental Championship, because fuck Shinsuke and fuck the Intercontinental Championship, and more importantly, fuck The Miz, right? But as far as who to win here, same thing with the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. You can have Shinsuke Nakamura retain, and I don't care. You can even have the Miz beat Shinsuke to become the new Intercontinental Champion for his ninth reign. I still won't care. And it's a shame too, because I'm a fan. I am a big Shinsuke Nakamura fan. A mark, a mark in a way of Shinsuke Nakamura, because this was one of the things I was thinking about at the time, and there's a thing that I thought WWE would do with Shinsuke Nakamura being the current champion, and that's to do absolutely nothing. Like he was United champion last year. They did absolutely nothing with him as United champion, and same thing here in this situation for this year. They did absolutely nothing with Shinsuke Nakamura being Intercontinental champion, and that's why I don't care, because they don't make their champions matter. They don't make their champions mean anything. In fact, they should not even claim the name Class of Champions. They should just stick with Night of Champions instead of Class of Champions, because the Class of Champions reminds me of WCW, the Clash of the Champions. So just that WWE using the name Class of Champions is an insult to WCW, but at the same time, WWE, they don't care, because they've been insulting WCW for years. Even though when they beat them in 2001, they still got the stick it to them that we're the better product, the better company. But they know in their heart of heart that WCW that WCW was always a better product, was always a better company than the WWE. So with those matches out of the way now, let's get to this match that's not going to be involved of a title match, but they are champions in their own rights, though. Champions in their own respective rights. You got the big dog, Roman Reigns, United States champion, Intercontinental champion, WWE champion, Universal champion, Tag Team champion, and I'm assuming he was a Raw Tag Team champion too, or Seth Rollins, if I'm not mistaken. No, it wasn't with Seth Rollins. I think it was with someone else. I remember he was a Raw Tag Team champion, if I'm not mistaken. On that, but no, but don't quote me on that though. In fact, let me just look it up here. Okay, never mind. He was never a Raw Tag Team champion. My apologies there. Um, he was a one-time tag team champion though with Seth Rollins. So there you go. Um, yeah. Oh yeah. I was probably thinking about Dean Ambrose. You know. But anyways. Um, but yeah, Roman Reigns, who's been the champion in his respective, against another guy who's been a champion in his respective, Eric Rowan, who's a NXT tag team champion with Luke Harper, a tag team champion with Luke Harper, what pertains to the SmackDown side, the SmackDown tag team championships when they were the Bludgeon Brothers. And this match will be no disqualification. In this match, basically the build up, the storyline was that Roman Reigns is going to get his revenge. He's going to get payback. He's going to get justice, redemption over what Eric Rowan tried to do to him for a number of weeks, a number of months, whatever. Where Eric Rowan tried to, quote unquote, murder Roman Reigns on TV. So that's the match. And Daniel Bryan, he might be a factor in this match too. Wouldn't surprise me if Dan Bryan ends up being the guy, um, being being side with Eric Rowan, where me and Eric Rowan planned this all along and blah blah blah. It's gonna be stupid, just like the storyline is stupid, and just like this match is stupid too because this has nothing to do with a championship match. It's just all about Roman Reigns trying to get his payback, trying to get his revenge on Eric Rowan. Now this match should not be happening at all on Clash of Champions. It should if a match should be canceled on Clash of Champions, it's this match, and then they could do this match on SmackDown because I really don't care about this match at all, folks. Roman Reigns and Eric Rowan can try to pull out a 3 to 4 stars matches. I don't care, and making this no disqualification match is not gonna make me care anymore. But we'll see if these performers and Roman Reigns, or should I say, Roman Reigns being the the performance fighter that he claims to be, against another guy who could perform very good in the ring, Eric Rowan, with his size, obviously. But let's see how if these guys can pull it off to make me care about this. And don't bet against Roman Reigns. Never bet on Roman Reigns. I mean, never bet against Roman Reigns. I meant to say. So Roman Reigns is to go over because he's gonna cock that fist and make it rain all over Eric Roman's bitch ass. There you go. Now with that out of the way, let's get to the other matches where pertains to our championship matches. AJ Styles defends his WWE United States Championship against Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander of a clip I saw on YouTube. AJ Styles lost to Cedric Alexander in the a 1-on-1 match, which it was by disqualification because of the UFC, and then where pertains to the main event when there was a 8-man tag match. Cedric Alexander got the pin over AJ Styles, United States Champion, which that's done right. This is how and this is how New Japan Pro Wrestling does it. Whenever there's a 6-man tag match or an 8-man tag match, and you're a champion on that side, and then a person who's not the champion, and he beats that champion in that match, that's a way to earn a title shot, and that's a way to have the champion's number. And that's also a way for a champion to lose. A champion, it's okay for champions to lose that way. Doesn't matter if it's a regular tag team match, a 6-man tag team match, a 8-man tag team match. Doesn't matter. That there's always a way to protect your champions. Always a way to make your champions to look good in defeat. And thank God WWE finally did it right there. Instead of this whole bullshit of, oh, if you beat the champion, you get a title shot against the champion in the future. In a 1-on-1 match, which I'm assuming that's what we're trying to do on that night when AJ and Cedric that AJ and Cedric had a match earlier on that night. But they got the angle right route. Now, this match is going to be good. This match might be the match of the night. For who I think she'll win. AJ Styles to retain. I think Cedric will eventually get the title belt. The US belt. But as right now, not right now. Cedric Alexander, he's getting there. Cause Paul Heyman being a big fan of his, which I'm almost a fan of Cedric Alexander too. I think it's a crime that they didn't do anything with Cedric Alexander when he first came in. When he first was drafted to Raw, and now they're finally capitalizing on Cedric's talent here because of Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman being the executive director of Monday Night Raw. So there you go. But Cedric, he'll get us eventually, but not right now. This ain't the time for him right now. Just keep building him up to be a legit contender in the future, and then pull the trigger on him of him being. Hey, hell, you can even showcase him, being you know, the workhorse. When the Royal Rumble comes up, for 2020 Royal Rumble. I'd love to see Cedric Alexander go the mile, go the distance. With his track record of having endurance, having the agility, and having the stamina. I say go all the way with Cedric Alexander here, and make the fans care about Cedric Alexander, that he is a guy that who could be a potential future in the WWE. And then they'll fuck it up later on. But anyways, but I'm just giving the benefit of the doubt here. But as far as who should win, yeah, like I said, AJ Styles to retain. He's not going to lose that belt. Even if he does lose it, AJ Styles and Cedric wins it, great. Go all the way with it then. Have Cedric win the belt and go all the way with his title reign of being United States champion, and make it, bring some prestige back into that United States championship. Because Cedric Alexander is like AJ Styles, the best in the world. Um, so we get to the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The New Day, Xavier Woods, and Big E, the Tag Team Champions of SmackDown, versus the Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder from Raw. This match is gonna go to the New Day. I don't see them losing the belts here, and the Revival is gonna be the burial after they get buried by the New Day. So, I mean, I would love to see the Revival win. That way, when the second draft comes up for WWE, the Revival could be on SmackDown as tag team champions, as SmackDown tag team champions, and they could finally get away from Raw in a way to get away from this, of Vince McMahon. So, I'll go. So you know what? Despite me not thinking the Revival's going to win here, um, just in case, I'll go for the Revival to win. Don't care about the New Day, anyways. This New Day has run its course for a long fucking time, and I've been talking about this for forever, for forever, and I'm just sick and tired of the New Day. Then we get to Kofi Kingston defending his WWE Championship against Randy Orton. The build up they're doing here, it's been decent in a way. Haven't been watching, but I've been watching um the spot that Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton did. That they basically 10 years ago they did, which I was there in Madison Square Garden, where they basically relived Kofi Kingston doing the boom drop onto Randy Orton through a table in the crowd, and they did it here again. Even though it wasn't the same spot, but still, they were basically reliving, rehashing, re a reboot of that, recreating it in a way. And I did enjoy that. Just this ain't the same Kofi Kingston that I was a fan of 9 years ago, but I still enjoyed that for what it was. Um, but yeah, 10 years ago when Kofi Kingston did this to Randy Orton when he had the SOS theme and he got away from the Jamaican accent, which kind of and Randy Orton mentioned on that show too, by the way. Doing the Kofi Kingston promo to Randy Orton, but um, but 10 years ago when I was in the Garden when this happened, Kofi Kingston feuding with Randy Orton, and the crowds were going nuts for Kofi Kingston at the time because he was getting over at the time. As a single act, and I wish I could say the same for today, but no, because he's only over now because Universally over now because this whole New Day stick that people love. But anyways, I just wish it was. I just wish the 10 years ago Kofi Kingston was the one I could see right now getting this push, not the 10 years later of Kofi Kingston often being New Day. But this match is going to be a regular singles match, and I'm saying to myself, so you're going to get Roman Reigns and Eric Rowan no disqualification match, but not give Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton a no disqualification match. Last time these two wrestled each other was at SummerSlam, and it ended by a double countout. Why would you not have this match be either no countouts, no disqualifications? That Come on, I want to see a regular. These guys should not be having a regular match. And what's gonna happen in this regular what's gonna happen in this regular match between Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton? One of them's probably get themselves disqualified, and then they're gonna extend, excuse me, the feud at Hell in a Cell, because that's the way that's the one way they're gonna do that, and if they do that, whether it's being a double countout or disqualification, basically almost a similar finish from SummerSlam, then this match was pointless. This was a waste of time. Why do it? I mean, they're gonna do this feud at Hell in a Cell anyways. With the WWE Championship title on the line. That way they can do whatever they want in there. I guarantee you that this is gonna be a way. They're gonna do something where it's gonna be in a way to extend the feud till they get to Hell in a Cell, where they're gonna have their Hell in a Cell match for the WWE Championship. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, nowhere to get the count out, nowhere to get disqualified. But besides that, who I think should win? Um, I wasn't Randy Orton to win, but I think he's gonna win by disqualification. I I think Randy was going to either win by disqualification, um, and then they could continue the feud. But we'll see how that turns out. Sorry about that. I had to take care of something. But yeah, let's move on. Um, Next we get to the SmackDown Women's Championship. The champion Bailey versus the challenger Charlotte Flair. This is Bailey being the heel. Charlotte Flair, who's also a heel. But I guarantee you, somewhere down the line, Charlotte Flair's going to be back as being a babyface, because this man can't help himself. Routine Charlotte Flair, um, you know, of her being to be a babyface. So, as far as matches, I think this match is going to be good. For the time they're going to get. But this is a best way you know to try to get Bailey over here on Charlotte Flair, because Bailey's just turned heel, and the thing is they already had Bailey got beat anyways as a heel on Monday. Well, when I heard about that, that situation. But even though it was a tag team match, but um Yeah, but I'm gonna go with Billy to go over anyways. But again, it will not surprise me if Charlotte Flair isn't winning to to become the new SmackDown Women's Champion. And how many times she's been Women's Champion so far? I mean, then I'm pretty sure that they're not even going to count the NXT Women's Championship because to WWE's eyes on the main roster that doesn't matter, even though it does matter. But let me see. Wow, she's 10 time. But of course, what pertains to NXT Championship, the NXT Women's Championship, that doesn't matter. So in WWE's main roster, universe way, she's a 9 time, but in reality, she's 10 time Women's Champion. Um, oh yeah, um, so yeah, if Bailey wins, great. Keep it going with Bailey. Being the heel champion, I will have her cheat to win. Referee not looking, whatever. Have her cheat to win. Bailey because she's the heel now, so that'll be nice. Or they could just have Charlotte Flair beat Bailey and make this heel Bailey turn. This whole Bailey heel turn. Make it doesn't matter anyways because Charlotte Flair can always overcome it, and Charlotte Flair will be an 11-time champion, but in the main roster she'll be a 10-time champion of the women's division. Anyway, I kind of don't care, folks. WWE can do whatever we want with this one now. But I will go with Bailey to win though. We get to Becky Lynch defending her Raw Women's Championship against Sasha Banks, who also came back as a heel. It's got blue hair now, and the few here is that Sasha Banks has basically let us know that this whole rumors of her laying down on the ground saying that she's unhappy, whatever, was true, and basically she didn't care about about the women's tag team championships. She don't care about being a women's champion and blah blah blah. And like I really don't care about the story that much folks anyways. But that's basically the story of what they're going with and all that. And Sasha Banks is getting what she wants basically. That's the storyline too. Um, so the match they're gonna have this match here, and I think this match is gonna be good. You know, I think, and I say that very loosely. I think this could be a good match. If they let them. But I think Bailey's gonna retain here. I mean, Becky Lynch is gonna retain here. I mean, she's on the cover of 2K20 for WWE. So I don't see her losing the belt here. I think they're gonna extend this feud where, well, I would say Becky Lynch is gonna keep her belt, but I think Sasha Banks will win, but she'll uh, either get disqualified or Becky Lynch gets counted out, whatever. And then they'll extend the feud between us two to have their own Hell in a Cell match at Hell in a Cell. I can see that they don't do that, but if they don't do it, whatever. But I'm gonna go with Sasha Banks to win by disqualification. Or Sasha Banks can win by count out. Either way, Sasha Banks will win, will not win the title. All right. Let me see if I've got all the matches on the way now. Before I get to the other two matches that I will talk about. All right. Yeah, I got them all the way. Now for the final two matches that I need to talk about here. First of all, Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, the Raw Tag Team Champions, versus the team of Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, known as Rudolph. That's something that the No DQ crew came up with. Now I don't know who was it, but I'm assuming it was probably Aaron Rift, if I could guess. But it's clever too. By the way, you got Robert Roode, you got Dolph Ziggler. So in a way, you take Roode's last name, you take Dolph's first name, and you put them together. What you got? You got Rudolph. Rudolph. There you go. Yeah, it's kind of stupid, but yeah, but it's creative though. I mean, WWE will think it's very creative for that one too, but still, but I digress. But yeah, Raw Tag Team Championship title match: Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman. That they're going to they're going to be pulling double duties by the way, because they got first defend their Raw Tag Team Championships against Rudolph, and then they'll be facing each other. Where Seth Rollins defends his WWE Universal Championship against Braun Strowman. So here's what I think is going to happen here: Raw Tag Team Championship. This is going to give it to Rudolph. Or Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler to Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler to win the Raw Tag Team titles, where there's going to be some tensions between Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, and that'll lead to their main event match for the Universal Championship, where Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman happens. Now, are either these two could win, and I won't, and at the end of the day, that doesn't matter to me, because to me the Universal Championship title doesn't matter to me that much to me anyways, unless if it was guys like a Kevin Owens, a Brock Lesnar, um, to a degree a Goldberg, but he didn't do much with that belt either, but still, and at the time I didn't care about Roman Reigns being champion at the time. That was before the whole leukemia thing came out. But the point is, I never cared about the Universal Championship belt anyways in the first place. Um, and I still hate that design, that ugly red period garbage belt. But um, none of these two guys matter that much to me anymore. Well, to a degree, Braun Strowman matters to me in a way, but Seth Rollins, don't give a fuck about him anymore. But Seth Rollins, I see him retaining here. But either these two could win either way, don't matter, because the one factor here is, will Bray Wyatt show up? Will he show up, during the match between Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, or will he show up after of one of these two winning? Again, Seth Rollins can win, and the Fiend can show up and beat up Seth Rollins. Braun Strowman can win the title, and the Fiend can show up and beat him up, so that the Fiend, with this whole rumor thing, as part of the storyline too, this whole rumor of the Fiend, Bray Wyatt getting a title shot either against Seth Rollins or Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship at Hell in a Cell will be confirmed on the show here. But however, I'm gonna say it right now. I'm only tuning into the I'll be tuning into the show either way, but the only reason why I'm gonna be tuning into the show is to see what the Fiend does. The Fiend being Bray Wyatt. But if the Fiend does not show up on this pay-per-view, after going through all these matches, where some matches that I might not even care about, some matches not might be any good, and then maybe some matches will be good. But if I go through on this entire show to all the way till we get to the Universal Championship title picture, and the Fiend does not show up, this show gets an automatic 0 out of 10. But if the Fiend does show up and does whatever the Fiend does, either during the match or after the match of the Universal title match, we'll see how my low grade goes from there. But but at the same time, I'll be happy to see the Fiend on there, because the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, with the whole Firefly Funhouse thing, is the best thing going on in WWE right now. And that's my only positive things I can say by coming into the show as a Champions 2019, is to see the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, show up and do what he does, instead of have him show up at a SmackDown dark match after the show was over. Yeah, I remember. I heard about that. The Fiend showed up against the B Team, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Stupid. But there you go. So let me go through the cards again. Styles versus Alexander. Styles to retain. Bliss and Cross. I guess I'll pick them to win, to retain, whatever, over you know Mandy and Sonya. Roman to go over on Eric. Um, Becky to retain, but not with her winning though. But Sasha Banks either by winning by disqualification or count out, and then they could extend the feud for Hell in a Cell. Um, I'll go Nakamura to go over on the Miz to retain the Intercontinental title. The Revival to to become new SmackDown Tag Team Champions against New Day. Drew Gulak to retain over Lince Dorado. That way they could protect Curry, Humberto Carrillo of losing. Um, Randy Orton to win by disqualification. Just retains the Kofi in the W Championship match. Just they could extend the feud to Hell in a Cell. Seth Rollins to retain, even though I don't want him to retain anyways, because I don't care about Seth Rollins anyways. But still, and again, either Strowman goes over or Rollins go over. Either way, retains to this match. This whole segment with Rollins and Strowman of the whole universal situation. The title belt. The Fiend shows up. You get a positive reaction and a positive feedback from me. No show, negative reaction, and 0 out of 10 for the entire show. No matter how good the show is, it'll be a 0 out of 10. But Rudolph to go over on Seth and Braun to become new Raw Tag Team Champions, and finally, Bailey to go over on Charlotte to retain the SmackDown Women's title. And there you go, folks. That's my WWE Clash of Champions 2019 preview. So it's gonna be this coming Sunday. I'll be working though, but hopefully I'll be able to get out early to catch the pre-show more pertains to the match that's gonna happen on there. Like obviously it's gonna be the Cruiserweight Championship match. It's gonna be the pre-show, which is gonna be a shame too, but still. Um, but I'm gonna keep myself posted on this though. I'll keep myself update. I'll give myself an update on this one though. Basically posted in a way. But anyways, well yeah, there you go. And what being said, thank you all for watching for Is Natural Born Thriller, saying peace on the streets. For this was your WWE Clash of Champions 2019 preview. Until next time, I'm out. Take care, folks.